Every year, the past year plays a role when it comes to confidence, because I think they're coming off one of the better seasons, and we're probably one of the youngest teams in the country last year. And so being able to do that with such a young group, I think gives them confidence as they grow with some maturity and experience. And you can coach all day long and develop, but the one thing you can't do is give them experiences, and so learning those last year and being put in some tough places, I think is going to pay off this year. A young team, I always say they don't know better, and so when it comes to the success, they don't know that they shouldn't be having it, or they don't set borders for themselves of what they can accomplish. And I think that's the positive in having some success last year as a young team. I think they feel like they may even have underachieved with the Sweet 16 finish, and so I think they're hungry coming back, and they don't know better where we should be ending up, and so it's kind of like us. We just kind of let the reins loose and let them go play. And so I think it is an advantage. We have 3 very young freshmen that came in. One graduated a year early, actually out of high school, so she's 17 years old. And how they're able to adapt to the closeness of the team, and how much Kenna actually left behind with these upperclassmen now, and how they were able to kind of involve the younger team and create that consistency of the family environment that we like to preach. And so their ability to welcome the situation and kind of evolve into our team has been something pretty special for that young group. With such a small team and a small unit you're working with, I think you have to kind of structure it towards them, and as we move on and the faces change and the personalities change, I think you have to kind of be there for the kids a little bit differently. I've always kind of seen myself as more of a player's coach, and tried to kind of warp myself into something that they need. But I've probably become a little bit less structured. I think when you're working with athletes today, you kind of have to give them a little more freedom, and so I've kind of learned that through my 8 years and kind of relaxed in a little bit of some of those ways. Early on in the spring, while sitting in Hawaii, it gives us an opportunity early to get in some warm weather, get some matches, which is really important for us. We're going to play 3 straight days and have some training out there, but really our season kicks off at the national indoors right away against possibly 2 top 25, top 30 ranked opponents. So there's really not a whole lot of time to kind of grow into the season. I mean, we're going to be hit with 2 of our best matches right at the beginning, but the positive is playing these at home, first time in school history to play the national indoors, first 2 rounds at home, is huge for us. And so to be able to start on our home courts in front of our fans is really big. But this is a group you don't have to worry about in the break. So I know they're going to be training, I know they're going to be working, and they'll be coming back fit and prepared, and that's something that's special about their work ethic. And so they're going to have to hit running, and so we'll see how it goes early on. They've set some pretty high goals within the locker room, and so I think the biggest obstacle is with such a long season going January through May, you're going to have waves of ups and downs, and confidence is a crazy thing, and it's really how these young kids are able to handle failure, because we are going to have failure somewhere along the way, and how they're able to bounce back from that and use those experiences to kind of get over the hump. And just like any sport, you're going to have ups and downs in the season, but it's those who can kind of use the valleys and shorten those and kind of prolong the peaks. And that's the goal of the season. And playing our best tennis at Big 12 season and being able to peak at the right time, that's always a challenge. It's just how quickly they can learn and learn from each match and use that moving forward.